Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video with Cobb County Georgia's finest. It's the Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man comes from the Elite Collection, Series 14. It's a flashback figure following on from Papa Shango and Debut Kane, and basically with the cancellation of the WWE Legends figure series, Flashback in the Elite Collection is Mattel's way of sneaking WWE Legends into its ongoing figure series. So Mattel can still weasel money out of nostalgic suckers like me. Let's take a closer look at Big Boss Man in the packaging there. Some iconic artwork there with the Boss Man brandishing his nightstick, no doubt about to bust the skull in of Tito Santana or some other bland mid-carder. There's the Boss Man in the package. First time in the line there. They're proud of it, and so they should be. Thanks for bringing us this. And of course it's an Elite figure, so there's a whole host of accessories there, which I will get into as I open the figure. But before I do that, I will just flip the packaging over. Let's take a look at the other figures in the line. We have here Undertaker, Alberto Del Rio, John Cena, Yawn, The Rock, and Booker T in his King's crown. I'm wondering if they consider that a flashback figure too. I haven't seen the figure in the package, so I'm not quite sure. That's quite a number of years ago now that Booker insisted we all refer to him as the King. Great angle that was. There's the blurb on the back. I'll just read that to you. Big Boss Man made quite an impact during his debut year with WWE. After defeating Coco Beware at the inaugural SummerSlam, Boss Man shocked the WWE Universe when he handcuffed Hulk Hogan to a ringside barrier and began striking him with his nightstick during the Brother Love show. This ignited a rivalry between the two that culminated in a steel cage match at Saturday night's main event, in which Hogan superplexed Boss Man off the top of the cage. And that's probably my favourite cage match. I think that's on the Saturday Night's Main Event DVD, Best of Saturday Night's Main Event. Check it out. It's a great cage match. I know nowadays cage matches, they're kind of much more common, and but kind of back in the late 80s, a cage match was kind of like, oh my god, they're having a cage match, call your friends. It was big news, and that was a great cage match. And a great feud, really, that Hogan and Boss Man had. So I'm going to open the Big Boss Man up. So I've got the Big Boss Man out of package, and I have to say I'm more impressed with him out of package than I was when he was packaged. Which is fortunate, because the way I tore open the package, there's no way I was getting him back into that ugly mess of packaging now. It happens sometimes. It can go either way. Sometimes you get a figure out of its packaging and I'd kind of wish I'd have left it inside. Other times you get a figure out of the packaging and it just really comes alive. Boss Man here falls into the latter. A lot of great detail on this figure. He looks great. I guess a small criticism I have is that the Boss Man's weight did fluctuate a lot throughout his career. When he first joined the WWF, he was very fat. And that's the era of Boss Man that I'm most fond of, when he was at his most villainous. Later down in his WWF career, when he turned babyface, he did slim down a lot. And I guess this figure is more of a slimmed down Big Boss Man. And here I have him holding his nightstick, wearing his sunglasses. And if we go in for a close up, The sunglasses do look better in person than I thought I would. I've seen photos online, possibly of the prototype of this figure at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and I felt like the sunglasses just looked a bit too big and awkward and looked a bit too much like goggles. But in person they're somewhere between sunglasses and goggles, but not quite as goggle-ish as I was expecting, if that makes any sense. But if they do bother you, like I said, they are removable. Fairly decent likeness of the Big Boss Man, and a heap of detail here. My camera probably won't allow you to read this, but the badge here is incredibly detailed on the shoulder. It says Sheriff's Department. Has Big Boss Man on his pocket there, and even more detail if you look at his chest peeking through the shirt. You can see they've done a kind of splattering of hair detail there on the chest, and then the same badges on this shoulder, which I'm sure these kind of badges are awards for good service, so Lord knows how the Big Boss Man got them. So of course you can remove the nightstick. It is only his right hand which is posed to hold it as a grasping hand, whereas his left hand is much more of a open hand. His other accessories include these handcuffs, which are a soft rubber, and I haven't tried this, but the rubber does seem soft enough that you could maybe squeeze that over the hands of a wrestling figure. I suggest that, but if you do that and snap the rubber, please don't blame me. But it seems like that would be possible, and is the intent of it being in a softer rubber. There's also this ball and chain accessory, which likewise, due to its thickness, isn't quite as pliable, but I'm sure you could get that over the foot of a wrestling figure if you wanted to reenact some of Big Boss Man's antics, or just reenact some sadomasochism, really. Let's just go over Boss Man's articulation. It is, of course, an elite figure, so features all the deluxe articulation that we have become accustomed with these figures. The head rotates and moves up and down. The shoulders rotate and have up and down movement. Single jointed elbow rotates at the wrist and moves up and down. Has chest articulation there, moves forward as far as the Big Boss Man's pot belly allows, and back. Has waist articulation, double jointed knees. There is ankle pivot, a little bit on each ankle, so you could get Boss Man into a wider stance and still have his feet sit flat on the floor. There is a tiny bit of front and back, but when they make action figures with trousers, kind of the bottom hem of the trouser does prevent the foot from moving all the way front and back as it might otherwise if the figure wasn't wearing trousers. Here's the Big Boss Man with Akeem, the African Dream, his one-time tag team partner in the Twin Towers. Just in closing, really happy to add the Big Boss Man here to my growing collection of WWE Legends figures. Boss Man is pricey. If you can find him in shops, then you're probably going to be lucky, because he seems to be the rare and hard to find figure in Series 14. I actually paid a whopping £24.99 for this Bossman figure. Sounds like a big amount, but I got him on Amazon and I happen to have a £25 gift certificate. I've had a few weeks and I've been toying with buying various different figures from Amazon, and finally stumbled upon the Bossman and thought £24.99. That's perfect. So no, I probably wouldn't have spent £24.99 of real money on him, but when you get gift certificates, I mean, it's real money, but it kind of doesn't really feel like real money, if you know what I mean. You're a bit more kind of frivolous with a gift certificate than you might otherwise be with your hard-earned cash. Anyway, that's been my Big Boss Man review. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Next up, hopefully in the next week to 2 weeks, I'll be adding a review of the WWE Legends Andre the Giant figure. That's a Mattel Collector exclusive. I've had my shipping confirmation. It's winging its way to me as we speak, and I can't bloomin' wait to get it. I think if you're interested in that figure, it's still available on Mattel Collector, so support WWE Legends so people like me can continue to buy them and Mattel can continue to make them. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Bye.